Shalom, Israel. Shalom, shalom. Brother Naquam, watchman for Israel, coming back at you with these precepts and another cold cut, giving, of course, our honor and glory to Yahweh. Bashma, Slaki Bashma, Mashiach, Malaki Bashai. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting and laboring for the second coming of our Lord Yahweh Shai. A hearty, mighty shalom to all of the mighty men of the Most High God who are out there in the highways and byways, pushing this truth, magnifying the ministry, presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there in the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying, they're fasting, they're studying, they're being diligent, and they're abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the Aquath out there, the sincere sisters out there, zealous, diligent, and on fire, and moving in the spirit of our righteous foremothers. Shalom to the ancient men. Shalom to the children. Shalom to the elect of Israel scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to every Shabbat shalom, right? A mighty Sabbath day through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Shabbat, it's like a shalom to everybody tuning in live. Nigel Blends, Brother Ezekiel, Brother Josiah, shalom kings. Mayim Chaim, shalom king. Feed me righteously. Benjamin Youngwolf, shalom. Brother Azariah, shalom. We got Next Israel, HBK Int, Divinely Fashioned, right? And everybody else tuning in and that will tune in, Lord willing, right? The wilderness, addressing the current state of the Israelite community. And I use that word community, very loosely, right? We are a nation of people repenting, coming back to our God, Yahweh, B'Hashema Mashiach Malaki Bashai, and coming back to the law, statutes, and the commandments and the heritage the Mosai gave us. Being in the truth, you see a lot of confusion, you see a lot of disarray, you see a lot of folly going on in Israel, you see a lot of pride, you see a lot of vanity, you see a lot of spirits, just in general, a lot of spirits in households. You may see spirits in congregations, you may see spirits in yourself, you may see spirits in your household, your woman, your children, men that you may labor with. And the topic of this code, because it's the wilderness, right? Addressing the current state in Israel. Right now, let's go to the book. Let's kick it right off, right? Why the wilderness, right? Because again, there's no new thing under the sun, right? Let's get the classic. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and 15, right? Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and 15, right? What did Solomon say in the wisdom that the Most High gave him, right? Make sure this is showing. Okay, Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and the Most High requireth that which is past. Right. So what people call history, the Most High has that entire events repeat themselves, entire spirits repeat themselves. Everything goes in a cycle, right? Seeds and man and beast, and the wind goes in a cycle. The sun has a particular course that it runs. The moon has a course that it runs, and it's cyclical with this various phases that go throughout its so-called, 29.5, 30 days or so. Right, everything runs in cycles according to the will and power of Yahweh Bashmi Abishai. So things that have been in time past, they're here now. Different spirits that were there during the time of Moses in the wilderness, those same spirits didn't just evaporate or just go and be extinguished. Those spirits are on the earth right now. And that which is to be, it's like in that which is to be hath already been. So things that are going to happen as spirits that are going to be brought forth on the earth by the Most High God, those spirits that are to come on the earth in the future, those spirits have already been here. It says, and God requireth that which is past. Why? Because the Most High doesn't change, right? So particular spirits are going to come back on the earth. Different events, even actual kingdoms. And the spirit of those kingdoms are on the earth. Babylon the Great is a compilation of various kingdoms that have ruled before it. And has taken on the spirit of the Romans. It has taken on the spirit of the Greeks. It has taken on the spirit of the ancient Tyrian Zidonians. It has taken on the spirit of ancient Babylon, of course. It has taken on the spirit of the Persians. So even entire kingdoms within itself and the spirit of those kingdoms are manifest and come back on the earth again, right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. Let's go to the book of Jude, since we're talking about the wilderness and those spirits. You see those spirits in Israel now, right? You see those spirits within Israel now, right? Like I said, there's a lot of folly going on. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of madness. And I mean, these spirits are always here, but how much more now as we see the day approaching, as we see all hell getting ready to break loose, World War III on the rise, Jacob's trouble, famine, civil unrest, and all of the prophecies that are set to be fulfilled pursuant to 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 16, 2nd Ezra 5, 2nd Ezra 9, 2nd Ezra 6, speaks of the 4 storehouses being suddenly found empty. If you see these things coming to pass, every brother should make sure, like the Lord said in 2nd Ezra 14, 9 on down, that they're letting go of mortal thoughts and casting aside the weak nature, setting your house in order. Brother, this is not a time for folly. This isn't a time to be into drama. It's not a time for slander. This ain't a time for gossip. This ain't a time for sowing confusion. This ain't a time for respecting persons. This ain't a time for just vainglory. This is not a time for disloyalty, trait. This ain't a time for none of that madness. Right? Let me actually get that in 2nd Ezra 14. Right? This is a time of getting serious, man. Here we are at the end of this thing, and you got brothers still. It's like I want 2nd Ezra 14. Brothers still playing around, man. So a lot of brothers don't even know what this thing is about. They don't know what they got themselves involved in, right? This 2nd Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 9. For thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, and with such as be like thee until the times be ended. So the Lord told Ezra, you're going to be out of here, right? You're going to be taken away from all of this, and you're going to remain with my son. Who's the Most High son? Yahweh Shah. And it says, and with such as be like thee. Who's like Ezra? Other men of the elect, who will also be reserved for the kingdom of heaven until the times be ended. Right? Like Job said in Job chapter 14, oh, that thou wouldest remember me. Right? And set a watch for me. Speaking of the resurrection, right? Verse 10, for the world hath lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old. That is during the time of Ezra. Let's say get a date, 457 BC, right? Give or take. During that time, the Most High told him that the times are beginning to wax old. That's almost 2,500 years ago. Ezra was told that times are waxing old. Put it into perspective. That was 2,500 years ago when times began to wax old. So are times old now? What time, how much more in these days? What kind of times are we in now? Right? For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10th part. So look at it and imagine it as if you're looking at the face of a clock. 10 parts of the clock are gone already. It's past 10 o'clock during the time of Ezra. 2,500 years ago, it was past 10 o'clock. That's 10 parts. And it says, and half of a 10th part, right? So it's past 10 o'clock at that time. That's at that time. So in these days, there's seconds left. There's seconds left, approaching midnight. At the time of midnight, it's a time of the destruction. At noon. Noonday spiritually, but midnight also prophetically. Verse number 12. And there remained that which is after the half of the 10th part. Now therefore, set thine house in order and reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. And it's a spirit that brothers should be in, man. Right? Brothers should be in the spirit, Salakia, of setting a house in order, man. Right? First of all, you yourself are a house. Your body is a house, a temple of Yahweh Shah, where the spirit dwells in you, Most High will. So you should be coming off the feast of unleavened bread. You shouldn't be bringing leaven back in your house. Your house should be in order. Brothers should be examining themselves, seeing if they're lukewarm, going back to the first works, coming up with Salakia, right? Came from camp, this pollen, right? And Satan. But nevertheless, brothers should be getting their spirit right, man. Setting your house in order. Don't come off the feast week and you're indulging back in all manner of wickedness, man. This ain't the time, like I said, you got Israelite drama, confusion, discord, revelry, rebellion. The Lord said, and reprove thy people. So you got to check brothers. Tell brothers they're going off. Because everybody's going to walk after their own ways, man. And comfort such of them as be in trouble. And you got to comfort brothers through the precepts and through counsel, and being there for brothers. And now renounce corruption, right? So we don't want to be in the spirit of Israel where we're waxing worse as the days of all hell breaking loose and Jacob's trouble gets closer. Here we are, brothers are waxing worse, confusion in Israel. He said this brother did this guy got exposed here. You heard what he said about this brother. We got time for bullshit, man. Salaki for the language. But that shouldn't be, if you're a man of the Lord, that shouldn't be in your spirit. You should be solely focused on applying these precepts. Because when the Most High shut this whole thing down, it ain't no woulda, shoulda, couldas, man. The Lord told you in 2nd Ezra 9 how you going to make it out of here, man. And that's for everybody. That's for me. That's for you. That's for your woman. That's for your children. That's for the man you labor with to your right. That's for the man you labor with to your left. That's to the head of the camp. That's to the brother that just came in. That's to the brother who don't congregate. That's to everybody. The Most High told you how we're going to make it out of here. Right? He made it plain. He given us a straight commandment. Right? 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and 7. And everyone that shall be saved. So ain't nobody saved yet. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. So if you believe and you profess that you're an Israelite, which everybody does, you say, call Allah Yahweh Bashmi Abashah, you call upon the name of the Most High, the name of his son. You believe, right? In thought and in word, but now your action got to show that you believe. If you really believe, you're going to be focused on repenting, keeping the commandments, and building up the faith of your brethren in your household, right? You're not going to make channels and videos and rooms and folly and vanity dedicated to things that have absolutely nothing to do with salvation. And you're not going to get caught up in 1,000 group chats and gossip and confusion. The Most High is not dealing with this that high school 15-year-old effeminate little girl spirit, man. This is the spirit of the wilderness, man. And many men died in the wilderness, man. Many men died in the wilderness, and this is the wilderness all over again. Only 2 men made it out. 2 men made it out. Joshua and Caleb, right? Which is symbolic really for the elect. You read that in Ecclesiasticus, the 46th chapter, right? Joshua being from the tribe of Ephraim, northern kingdom. Caleb being from the tribe of Judah, southern kingdom, right? Jude chapter 1 and verse number 5. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not. And this is always something that brothers have to remember. That's why the Jude, who's the brother of Yahushua, younger brother, he said, I got to remind Jake, man. I got to put you in remembrance. Because Jake, you get caught up in your emotions. You get caught up in the latest gossip. You heard what this brother said about this brother. You heard what she said about him. You heard what happened with this brother and his wife. You heard what happened with this brother over here. The Lord said, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this. How that the Lord, Yahweh, Bashmi Awashai, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not. What is the Most High saying? What he's saying that? Why even say that? What does this have to do with anything? Well, it has everything to do with these days we're living in now. See, men that came out of Egypt, Korah, Dathan, Abiram, 250 wicked princes, the mixed multitude of Aaron died in the wilderness. Moses died in the wilderness. Like I said, only 2 people made it out. The Lord said that. I didn't say that. The Lord said that. Everybody died except Joshua and Caleb and that generation that was 20 years old and younger. That's the generation that went into the promised land. So just because the Most High brings you out of sin doesn't mean the Most High can't destroy you. That's what it's saying. These men went through the Red Sea. They saw the 10 plagues. They ate the Passover. They put blood on the door. They saw the chariot and the pillar of fire by night and the cloud by day. They ate the manna. They heard the law on Mount Sinai, the heavenly oracles. They dedicated things to the tabernacle, and they all died. The Lord could bring you out of Egypt, out of bondage, and the Most High did bring us out of Egypt. Egypt is bondage, which is in these days symbolic for us being brought out of our sins. We were all brought out of our sins. We were all brought out. If you was a whore, if you was a drug dealer, if you was a homosexual, right? If you was a murderer, it doesn't matter. That's the bondage that you were in. The word Egypt means bondage. Mizraim, Martzazayim, which means double straight to bondage. Just because the Most High brought you out of bondage, brought you out of sin, doesn't mean that he can't sift you out and destroy you. It happened in time past, right? Let me get this real quick in 2 Timothy. Quick precept on sin representing bondage, right? 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse number 26. And that they may recover themselves, and that they may recover themselves out of the snare of the devil, who are taken captive by him at his will. So certain men, we all were in time past taken captive by the devil. When you were smoking weed, you were in captivity. When you was committing adultery, you were in captivity. When you was breaking the Sabbath day, working, buying, selling, freaking off, you were in captivity. You were taken captive. Your Lord brought you out of captivity. That's why Yahushua said in John 8 and 32, ye shall know the truth. Right? Let's get the classic. John 8 and 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Because you're made free from your sins and the judgment of death that comes with the transgression of the law. And now you receive the liberty and grace that the Most High gives you. And they answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye should be made free? And certain men in bondage, they don't even know they're in bondage. Here they are in captivity under the Romans. They say we were never in bondage to any man. Right? What do you mean we're going to be made free? Yahushua answered them, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. So whatever you yield yourself to, like I tell you in the book of Romans, the 6th chapter, that's your master. Right? You yield yourselves unto things that you obey. Whatever you're obeying, that's your master. Right? So the Lord had actual taskmasters over us in Egypt. And these demons are Jake's taskmaster, man. They tell you when to go outside and smoke that cigarette. They put that demon begins to make you itch and get angry, and you got to smoke to calm your nerves. That's your taskmaster. In Egypt, that lust demon tells you, open your laptop and go to that lewd, vile site to watch God knows what, because you're burning in your lust. That's your taskmaster, that demon. So the Lord delivered us from taskmasters, right? But it says afterward destroyed them that believe not, right? Because the Most High, see, us being delivered out of Egypt, it had nothing to do with us believing in the Most High, essentially, right? Yeah, the men, they put blood on their doorposts. There's certain things they did, but they really didn't believe in the Most High, right? And if they did at time past, their faith failed and flatlined when they got into the wilderness. So all of us, in its truth, we were brought out of sin, and now we're in the wilderness, right? Now we are in the wilderness through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. What is the purpose of being brought into the wilderness? This is Deuteronomy chapter 8 and 1. All the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live and multiply and go in and possess the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers. This is what the Lord is telling the generation that's about to enter the promised land. Right, Salakia? And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. So the purpose of being in the wilderness is a testing ground, a proving ground. So the Lord can look at men and say, I don't want that man. All right. Yeah, that guy, I want that man. Right? This guy, put him up, going to destroy this guy. That man right there, let's bring him. So the Most High put the fire on men and spirits out there. He let all these spirits loose in the wilderness. And then the Most High sat back and said, let me see who's going to endure. Let's test. Let's put them to the test. Who's fit for the promised land? Certain men had them spirits hop on them and they failed, right? And certain men had them spirits hop on them and they endured. See, being in this truth and being brought out of sin is not a reason. And unfortunately, you see it in Israel. Some people come in this truth and they're worse off than who they were in the world. They're more proud. They've never been that proud in the world. They have no recognition, no name. They was in the back burner doing God knows what. Now they come in the truth and now they're proud. Now you gotta report right under them. Now they're the only one with the truth. Now they're the only ones in the knowledge of the Most High, right? So coming to this truth, put spirits on brothers, right? It could put a spirit on you, but it's to test you, man. See, once you're freed from sin, the Most High is going to begin to test you and see if you're going to go back into sin. Are you really going to keep these commandments? Do you really believe in the sacrifice of Yahweh Shah, or do you not? Right? Do you really believe that the Most High has given us grace, not as a means to backslide and freak off, but as a means to change our ways, right? And better ourselves. These are the things that brothers have to ask themselves, right? Going through this furnace. Are you going to keep the commandments or not? Or are you going to go back in the world, right? And we're going to get a few accounts of what happened in the wilderness, man. Let's go to Exodus, the 32nd chapter, right? This Exodus chapter 32 and verse number 1. And when the people saw, and these accounts are written for your learning. Don't read these accounts in Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, and say, that's nothing to do with me. That's so long ago. There's a reason why all these men died. And everything that you read, you have to learn from that. So you know what, man? I don't want to be brought out of my sin and out of bondage and die like these men. Right? What could they have done better? Right? And then you go through they didn't have patience. Okay, well, these men, they were caught in their lust, or these men did this. You want to ask what caused these men to fall. And you want to find out the answer quick, right? And avoid the snares and the traps that our forefathers did, right? This Exodus 32 and 1. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, up, make us gods which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we what not has become of him. And this is off, man. First of all, the Most High brought them out of Egypt, right? So that's where they went off, right? They went off plenty of times in this request. If they would have said the Most High brought us up out of Egypt, see, this was carnal. You're looking at this thing from a carnal level. Man brought us out of Egypt, so we're going to make our own gods. Now, if they would have said Yahweh brought us out of Egypt, they wouldn't say we're going to make our own gods. See, people don't believe they don't really believe in the Most High. Some people completely ignore the Most High, and they look at man. Right here it is, the leader of a particular congregation says, you know what? Everybody got to make sure they do this and they do this. And it's completely against the scriptures. You leave your husband, leave your wife, and get with somebody in the congregation. That's completely against the Bible. But people are, well, that's what he said. That must be the law. Yeah, okay, you're a woman, you joined the congregation, you got limited time. If your husband's in the world and you leave your husband, you get with you a brother in the camp. That's adultery. You completely ignored the Most High. It's the problem in the wilderness. People ignore the Most High and what the scriptures say, and they put their entire investment into a mortal man. If a brother's looking for me or brothers in leadership and watching for Israel to save you, you're going off. And I did a cold cut on that, man. If you're watching this live and you're in the camp, and I'm gonna keep saying this, if you're in the camp and you're watching this live, you think that I'm gonna save you, or a brother Amos or Yaradan or Araya or brother's gonna save you, you're gonna be brought to council and you're gonna be immediately suspended because you know better. And you need to repent. We're going to bring you to counsel. And we're going to chastise you. If you're waiting for a brother to call you in Jacob's trouble and say, I got the location for the Lord to save us, you're going off. Because the Lord said that, he told you to avoid those things. He's in the secret chambers or he's over here. The Lord said that's the lightning shining from the east even to the west. So shall the coming of the Son of Man be, meaning it's going to be obvious. Stop trusting. I'll put it like this. The Most High set up men to guide and lead, but don't be a fool. The Lord said, let not the reverence of any man cause thee to fall. Right? So that's where they went off. But they also went off because this was a test. What the Most High could have did? The Lord could have had Moses get up on Mount Sinai and get the law and came back the same day. Within 10 minutes. He could have did that. But the Most High put a spirit on Israel to see if they're going to be patient. Right? This truth is also about being patient. This is one of the first tests in the wilderness. Can you be patient? Can you endure? What are you going to do? Right? When man isn't around. Where's your integrity at? When the leader of your congregation isn't around, when the cameras go off, when you're by yourself, when your woman isn't around, when you're not in front of the camera, in front of the laptop, when the brothers aren't around, what are you going to do? Do you have integrity? Or are you going to be like these wicked Israelites in the wilderness who said, hey, we're going to make us a god. Moses ain't around. Right? The Most High ain't around. We need a God. Right? Let me get this in Luke. Right? Let's go to Luke, the 12th chapter. Lesson to be learned, and one of the first tests is to exercise patience. Right? And don't put your trust in mortal man. Right? Put your trust in Yahweh Shema Shai, and the Lord can use man. And you listen to that man. If the man is righteous, he's backing up off the precepts. That's why we have righteous kings and prophets and men that the Most High set up. Right? But if these men begin to go completely against the grain of the Most High, you don't go down with them. This isn't the Titanic. Here it is. The leader of your congregation committed lewd acts of adultery, idolatry, wickedness, and you say, I'm going down with them. Where is that at in the scriptures? Where we going down with them? That's not in the Bible. He got caught having sex with another man's wife. Right? You said, you know what, man? Yeah, the Most High is going to judge him. But you know what? I want that judgment too. That's how much I love my brother. I want that judgment too. Right? Take me. Where is that at in the scriptures, man? You ought to be, you be a damn fool. Right? This is Luke chapter 12 and 35. It reads, let your loins be girded about and your lights burning. And ye yourselves like unto men that waits for their Lord, when he will return from the wedding, that when he cometh and knocketh, they may open unto him immediately. Right? So we're men that's supposed to be waiting for the Lord. Here in Exodus, Moses delayed coming down to the mount. Doesn't matter how long it takes for Moses to come back. Whether he was up there for 40 days and 40 nights, or 80 days and 80 nights, or 800 days and 800 nights. Doesn't matter. Noah was on the ark for well over 150 days. What did he say? I've been on this ark. It's been more than 40 days. All right. It rained 40 days and 40 nights. Where the Lord at? I'm going to just freak off and commit wickedness. No, Noah had to wait, man. And I completely understand why Noah planted that vineyard, man. How come he planted a vineyard? How come he didn't plant an olive tree? How come he didn't plant an apple orchard? Why would he plant a vineyard for wine? Well, look, man, I would have did the same thing, right? Noah's on that. Look, man, when I get out, man, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get me a vineyard, right? And I understand, man. He was in the ark for 150 days, but he endured, right? Well, he was on the waters abated after 150 days. I'll put it like that. It rained 40 days and 40 nights, and the waters began to abate and go down after 150 days, right? So the point is, Noah exercised patience. We're supposed to exercise patience. Verse number 27. Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. Verily, I say unto you, that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. Right? So you're supposed to be waiting on the Lord. And you're going to have demons to try to sift you out as you're waiting on the Lord. The slothful demon, the impatient demon, the doctrine demon, right? The wicked woman, devices, your own mind, depression, wrath, anger, the lonely demon, the I need to isolate myself demon, the freak off demon. All these demons are going to come at you, right? They came at Aaron, right? They said, Aaron, get up, make us gods. If a brother come to you and say, get up and make me a god, that let a brother come to me and tell me that, man. The Lord taking too long to come back, make me a god. That'll make a brother not want to be spiritual. I'll put it like that. Can you make us a god? Right? And Jake say this without actually thinking about gods. Making us a god is, hey, look, the Lord delayed is coming. I think I want to get high. Let's smoke a cigarette. Smoke a blunt, man. Let's freak off. Let's just go to the club. The Lord ain't here. He delayed. My Lord delayeth is coming. Let's not do the work. I don't need to read. The Lord ain't here yet. What I'm reading for? I'm going to fast for. I got time. The Lord delayed. Verse number 2. And Aaron said unto them, break off the golden earrings, which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people break off the golden earrings, which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. So Aaron fell victim to another demon that was out there. And that was the demon of seduction, right? Be mindful of this demon of seduction in this wilderness, man. Don't let people seduce you to go off. Have some integrity. Have a backbone. A lot of brothers don't have no backbone. You're just so weak, and you're just malleable. People can just fold you and mold you like Play-Doh with doctrine, with devices, with wicked instructions. Yeah, we need you to pay. You want to join the camp? We're going to need $150 straight up. All right. Yeah, we need $150, man, a month. Oh, okay. Here's $150 a month. All right. Take your money out. All right. That's $300 every 2 months. Right. And you just $600. You just coughing up the money. He said he need $150 every month. He said we can shave our beards. So that's not really in the law. So I decided to shave my beard. Don't get seduced, man. When these people came to Aaron should have got on them, man. Hard. Rebuked them. Rebuke these demons that want to seduce you, man. Just because they're impatient and they want you to get you to sin, you got to hold it down. Right? And all the people break off the golden earrings that were in their ears and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool. And after he had made it a molten calf, and they said, these be thy gods, O Israel, that brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. Right? So he's a partaker of their sins. Right? You don't want to be a partaker of other men's sins. Right? Let's get that. 1 Timothy 5. Right? This 1 Timothy chapter 5. Salaki, let's get this in 1 Timothy 5. The Lord said, keep thyself pure. Right? 1 Timothy chapter 5 and 22. Lay hands suddenly on no man, neither be partaker of other men's sins. Keep thyself pure. So lay hands suddenly on no man, meaning don't be quick to put a brother in an office or a position, right? You want to vet a brother. You want to put the brother to the test. The Lord said in 1 Timothy 3 and 6, not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil. So before brothers get their hands laid on by the presbytery, the elders, and they're put into particular positions, they have to be thoroughly proven and tested and fit particular qualifications, right? Also, neither be partaker of other men's sins. Keep thyself pure, man. And you see what happened in the wilderness, man. Go back and read the book of Exodus, read Leviticus, read Numbers. See if people's just going off. And spirits were hopping from one brother to the next brother, from this man to this household. At one time, you had 250 princes, men of renown, famous in the congregation. They all had the same demon. Demons spread heavy in the wilderness. Don't get caught up in these demons. Folly demons. Keep yourself pure. You don't have to get caught up in the latest drama in Israel. You don't have to get caught up in the latest slander. You don't have to make a clubhouse room addressing what happened with this brother and that brother. That has nothing to do with you. You don't have to send links and talk. You don't keep yourself pure. You don't have to talk to this man's wife. What's going on in your household? Your husband treating you right? I don't know. I think that he could be really teaching me more. Well, what's really going on? Right? What's really going on? Right? Here, wear this device. Put this GoPro on. Right? Here, give him a few glasses of wine. Get him out of his mind. Wear the GoPro. Right? I'm gonna be tapped in. I got a headset. And I got the camera be watching at home. Right? Just let me know. Press the button right in the middle, and I'm gonna be sitting back like this. I really want to know what's going on. Keep yourself pure. Stay out of brothers' houses, man. The scripture says in Sirach 21 and 25, the lips of talkers will be talking to things that don't pertain to them, paraphrasing. Keep thyself pure. Don't be like how Aaron was during this account in the book of Exodus, right? You want to keep yourself pure. Let's get another account of the wilderness. I got a few accounts I want to touch on through the Spirit, right? Let me get this other precept in 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, right? The 2 Thessalonians 1 and 4. It reads, so that we ourselves glory in you in the churches of the Most High, for your patience and faith in all your persecutions and tribulations that ye endure. So you're going to have to be patient, right? You're going to have to suffer. You're going to have to, you may be a time, and the Lord said that the days are coming, which they shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man and shall not see it. People are going to desire the coming of the Lord, man. How can we not? With all of the affliction and the hell that we catch. And you may think the Lord is returning and, sooner than what's actually written in the third heaven. Oh, man, I know the Lord coming back. Iran, they just said that they're going to stop doing trade with America and China. Just know the Lord coming back tomorrow. Right? And the Lord ain't coming on your time. I'm going to tell you straight up, the Lord ain't coming at your time. The Lord coming like a thief in the night. This place going down at the Most High's time. But the point is, you have to endure, right? One of the spirits in the wilderness was a seducing spirit. and also a spirit of a lack of patience. Those spirits are in Israel. You have brothers falling out the truth because they can't endure, and you have brothers getting seduced by these major spirits. Right? Let's go to Leviticus chapter 10. Keep yourself pure. Right? Keep yourself pure. Right? Just because somebody's backbiting about a brother doesn't mean that you have to indulge in that conversation for the sake of brotherhood. Well, that's the brotherhood. Here they are beating this man name in the dirt, making up lies and plotting how they're going to get at this brother. And they had, and I just had to join in. I just love my brothers. Well, if you love your brothers, you're going to tell them that that's off. But it's three of them, right? They're not going to listen to me. You're supposed to tell them, huh? Hey, look, Akim, this has nothing to do with the Most High. This is spirit of backbiting and murmuring. Why don't y'all hit this brother up? Say something to this brother. Whatever you're gonna say behind his back, y'all should be able to say it in front of his face, right? Yeah. You right. Right? Or a brother might get mad at you, man. Say, shut up. And that's how you know that's that spirit right there. And when if a brother say, shut up, like these the wicked men of the children of Dan in the book of Judges, they said, they tell us, man, they said, close your mouth for these little angry fellows run up on you and you lose your life. They told him that, man. Right? So you got to have a spirit to speak up. Now, this Leviticus chapter 10 and 1. And Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took Salaki, if Aaron didn't speak up, if Aaron would have spoke up, let me say that. If Aaron would have spoke up, he would have saved many men's lives. Many men died because Aaron didn't speak up. Right? The Most High could have charged him with all of that blood being on his head. He could have said, no, endure. Right? You saw the signs that the Lord did for us in Egypt. Why would you want to go astray and make other gods that didn't save? He could have really got on them, huh? And he knew better. So speak up, huh? And don't get seduced. Leviticus 10 and 1. And Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censer and put fire therein, and put incense thereon, and offered strange fire before Yahweh, which he commanded them not. So these men went off. They're supposed to take fire from the altar, right? They took their censer, they put fire in there, and it was strange because the fire that comes for the censer should really come from the altar, right? It's supposed to come from the altar. So strange fire is fire that doesn't come from the altar. And the Lord didn't tell them to do that, man. You can't just do what you want to do. If you were given a straight commandment to take the fire from the altar, but you decided to do your own thing, you're offering up a strange sacrifice. And many men offer up strange sacrifices in the wilderness, man. A strange sacrifice is going out there to teach, but you really want to go out there to be seen. That's a strange fire. Brother could say he's on fire, but it could be a strange fire because he may not be sincere. The brother's really out there for women. He's really wants vainglory. He wants to be seen of men. He wants to see who praised him on a comment board 24/7. Yeah, he might be on fire, but he has a strange fire. And that fire has been offered before the Lord. Right? There's a pure fire that Yahweh Shai wants the men to offer through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. And if you offer up something that's contrary to the will, I want to get this in Revelation 2, the 8th chapter. But if you offer up something that's contrary to the will of Yahweh Shai, you're going to get caught out there and you're going to have to deal with it. Right? You're going to have to deal with it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. Right? Because brothers should know better. Right? Brothers should know better through the spirit. Right? Salakia. I want to get this. Salakia. Let me get this in Revelation, the 8th chapter. Right? So don't be like Nadab and Abihu. Right? I believe it's Revelation 8 and 4. Right? 8 and 5. Revelation 8 and 5. And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar, and cast it into the earth. And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake. So it tells you that when you take your censer, the fire must come from the altar. That's the law. It has to come from the altar, right? Let's go to Numbers chapter 16. Right? This is how Aaron stayed the plague with Moses. Right? This let's see. The book of Numbers, let's see, chapter 16. And I want to get this where Aaron was able to take the censer. Here it is. Numbers chapter 16 and 46. And Moses said unto Aaron, take a censer and put fire therein from off the altar and put on incense. That's how you're supposed to do it. And go quickly into the congregation and make an atonement for them, for there is wrath going out from the Lord. The plague is begun. Right? So you had a plague that was spreading in the wilderness, and the Lord told Aaron, or Moses told Aaron by the hand of the Most High to take a censer and put fire from the altar, right, to stay the plague. So in Leviticus chapter 10, the strange fire was fire that they got, but the fire didn't come from the altar. So they did their own thing. You can't do your own thing. You can't think that what the Most High told you to do is you could bend it, you could finesse it, you could say, well, the Lord really don't care. The Most High told me to keep the Day of Atonement this way, but I want to do it this way. The Lord said, don't bring no leaven in the house for Passover, but I want to kind of, have the Passover this way. And the Lord said, roast the lamb, but I want to, sod in the lamb. No. Whatever the Most High told you, do it to a T. And stop always trying to bend and break, man. The law to fit your own pleasure. Now, Nadab and Abihu could have been sincere. It doesn't matter. Well, what if they were sincere? What if they wanted to do? Look, they went off. And it is what it is. You could be sincere, but it's up to the Most High to show you mercy. The Lord could have showed Nadab and Abihu mercy, but he didn't. Stop committing willful sin and banking on mercy. Mercy is not owed to you. It's a gift from the Most High. Grace, the Most High don't owe you a damn thing. He don't owe you grace and mercy. He don't owe that to any one of us. You don't have the Most High. You can't extort the Most High. You don't got him in a trick bag where you can't blackmail him. Well, Lord, if you don't give me mercy, then I'm not going to keep the commandments. And the Most High, his hands are tied. Okay, well, what do I do? I want this brother to really keep the commandments. No. See, there's another time, right? This reminds me of another time, right? Where Jake went off. Where Jake do his own thing. You do your own thing and you go off, man. This 2 Samuel 6 and 3. This is David bringing back the Ark of the Covenant, right? This 2 Samuel chapter 6 and 3. And they set the Ark of God upon a new cart and brought it out of the house of Abinadab, that was in Gibeah. And Uzzah and Ahio, the sons of Abinadab, drave the cart. You're not supposed to put the Ark of the Covenant on a cart, right? When you look at the Ark of the Covenant, it's supposed to be borne upon the sons of the Kohathites, right? That's why it has the staves and the golden rings in it, so you could carry it on your shoulder. You don't put it on a cart, right? Because now you put it into the hands of beasts and folly, and the cart could fall, right? And the beast could die. And then the ark could fall over. A wild beast could come and attack the oxen, and they die. They drop the ark. So there's an order, right? Do things in order. This is a beautiful account, just like Leviticus 10, about being in order. Stay in order. Verse number 4. And they brought it out of the house of Abinadab, which was in Gibeah, accompanying the ark, and Ahio went before the ark. And David and all the house of Israel played before the Lord on all manner of instruments made of fir wood, even on harps and on psalteries and on timbrels and on cornets and on cymbals. And when they came to Nacon's threshing floor, Uzzah put forth his hand to the ark of God and took hold of it, for the oxen shook it. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Uzzah, and the Most High smote him there for his error. And there he died by the ark of God. And a lot of brothers are wondering, why would the Lord do that? You know, his heart was in the right place. Don't you know Christians, their heart is in the right place? A pastor, his heart is in the right place. People that open soup kitchens, their heart is in the right place. People that go out and do clothes to the poor of these other nations. You got Moabites that do that, Edomites that do that. Their heart is in the right place. Does it matter? What does the Most High rather require? Obedience or your heart being in the right place and being disobedient? What matters more to the Most High? Being obedient. Just because Uzzah thought he was doing the right thing doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you think is doing right. Nobody told him to touch the Ark of the Covenant. Stop doing what you think is right and do what's right, or the Lord will smite you for your error. And Uzzah was sincere. You could be sincere and disobedient and still get put to death. Sincerity is not a right to salvation. It's a huge plus, but that's only a plus if it's coupled with obedience. Don't be a sincere man that gets put to death because he's out of order. Tried to touch the Ark of the Covenant. I don't want it to fall. Hey, man. Who the hell are you to touch the Ark of the Covenant? It doesn't matter if you wanted to stop it from falling. Nobody told you to touch it. Who says it would have hit the ground? The Most High could have did what he wanted to do. So the Lord got angry at him, huh? And the Lord smote him, killed him. Right? Let's go back to Leviticus, the 10th chapter. So the Most High, he requires obedience. The Most High doesn't necessarily care if you think if you think you're doing the right thing. No, do what's right. Follow what's written. Right? Follow the scriptures. And stop always being emotional. Uzzah, he got emotional. The Most High is a man of war. Stop making emotional decisions and touching the Ark of the Covenant. Don't stop offering strange fire. Do the right thing. Do what the Most High told you to do. The Most High said, do the work, so do the work. And don't offer strange fire when you're doing the work. The Most High said, get your house in order, get your house in order. Don't offer the strange fire, getting your house in order. You a lion in the house. You damn mentally abusing your wife. That's strange fire. The Lord commanded him not, which he commanded them not. Leviticus 10 and 2. And there went out fire from the Lord and devoured them, and they died before the Lord. The Lord killed these men for that. Just like the Lord killed Uzzah. Then Moses and Aaron, then Moses said unto Aaron, this is that Yahweh spake, saying, I will be sanctified in them that come nigh me, and before all the people I will be glorified. And Aaron held his peace. And this is a heavy account right here, man. The Lord, the Most High, is not playing. Yeah, the Most High is not playing. He don't play games. People playing around with the Most High. Like you could keep freaking off and keep sinning, and you supposed to, he owe you this truth. What did he say? What does this mean? This is that the Lord spake, saying, I will be sanctified in them that come nigh me. And before all the people, I will be glorified. And Aaron held his peace. Meaning, your sons messed up. If you're going to come nigh me and be a priest, you're going to be in order. They're only the priests that glorify me. If they're going to glorify me, they have to follow the order. I'm not playing games with your sons, Aaron. That's what he told them, man. I'm not playing games, man. We're not doing this. This what I'm about. I'm gonna be sanctified. I'm the Most High. If you a priest and you coming to do the work, you're gonna be in order. That's what he said. I mean, what could Aaron say to that? I mean, what is Aaron going to say to that? It says Aaron held his peace, as he should. Because if Aaron would have said something, hey, the Most High could have smote Aaron. This was one of the wisest things a man of the Lord could have did. Sometimes just hold your peace. The wrath of the Most High waxing hot. The Most High judging this brother, that man. This guy happened to get jammed up. This brother got his car got pulled. Hey, hold your peace, man. For the Lord get up with you. Verse number 4. And Moses called Mishael and Elzaphan, the sons of Uzziel, the uncle of Aaron, and said unto them, come near, carry your brethren from before the sanctuary out of the camp. So they went near and carried them in their coats out of the camp, as Moses had said. You see that? Died with their garments on. Hey, that reminds me of Song of Solomon, the 5th chapter, where the Lord said, I put off my coat. How shall I put it on? They died in their coats, right? They died in their coats, man. Right? Which is spiritual, man. That's spiritual. A lot of brothers have died with their coat on. Right? Your coat represents your garment, right? Represents the new man on a spiritual level, right? Verse number 3, Slakia, Song of Solomon 5 and 3. I have put off my coat. How shall I put it on? I have washed my feet. How shall I defy them? Meaning I put off the old man. How can I go back to that old man? I wash my steps, cleanse myself, wash my feet. The path that I used to walk in, I'm no longer walking in that. I can't defile it again. I can't go back to weed. I can't go back to being an adulterer. What good did that do for me? I can't go back to being a whoremonger. I can't go back to breaking the Sabbath. I can't defile it. Can never defile my feet again. Can never put that coat back on. Those men died with their coats on, right? They were called and they had new coats on. They had new coats on, right? And they died in those coats, man. So these are the spirits of the wilderness, man, right? These are the spirits of the wilderness. Let's go to Judges, right? 21, right? Just to let me back on that. Judges 21 and 25. In those days, there was no king in Israel. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes, right? And that's what Uzzah did. He did which was right in his own eyes. He thought it was right to touch the Ark of the Covenant. He found out it was wrong. And again, the Most High could have said, you know what, man, he did the right thing. He was sincere, you know. Hey, look, the Most High, he showed mercy to who he wanted to show mercy to. David committed adultery. The Lord kept David alive. Uzzah touched the Ark of the Covenant, and he was sincere, and the Most High killed him. The Most High do what he want to do. In those days, there was no king in Israel. And in these days, we don't have Yahushua physically on the earth. He's waiting to be given the authority to come back on the earth to deliver the elect of Israel. And there's not one man on the earth that's king. If any man in Israel is saying that he's the king of Israel, that's utter blasphemy, right? That's utter blasphemy for a man to come out and say that he's the sole king, right? And everybody has to check in with him. That's blasphemy. A third under Yahushua. Who told you that? I thought immediately under Yahushua was Michael the archangel. Right? If you're the number one man on the earth, that means you're Peter. Right? Peter, the apostle. But we're the only ones that got the truth. Well, how do you know that? Who told you that? Did the angel come to you by night and say, y'all are the only ones with the truth? Yahushua came to you? Or did you make that up out of your own pride and vanity? And there are days there was no king in Israel. Every man did that which is right in his own eyes. Light and strange fire. What Nadab and Abihu did, it was right. But it was right in their own eyes. Right? These are the spirits. These spirits are in Israel, man. You have to ask yourself, are these spirits in you? Are these spirits in you? This is about self-examination. Are these spirits inside of you and your household? This is what you see men getting put to death over these things, man. You see men getting put to death over these things. Let's go to Numbers. Right? Let me see where I'm at with time. All right, see that? Let's go to Numbers chapter 11. Right? It's like it is Numbers chapter 11 and 1. And when the people complained, it displeased the Lord, and the Lord heard it, and his anger was kindled. And the fire of the Lord burnt among them and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp. So these men were discontent. They complained about how long the journey was. They had no water, right? They was eating manna. They complained about everything. See, that's going to displease the Most High. See, a lot of brothers complain. Now, it's nothing wrong. I'll put it like this. If you are sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof and by reason of the bondage, that's different. But if you're complaining about all of the blessings the Most High give you and you're never satisfied, it's going to displease the Lord. Oh, why you give me this job? I want to be making 60 an hour. How am I making 30? Lord, please, I'm gonna ask for, please give me another job. Right? I want more. Why you give me this wife, Lord? I need two of them. I need two wives. One wife, man, it's all right. I just, the more the merrier. Well, why you give me these clothes? I want new clothes. These are all right. Lord, why my beard like this? I want a long beard. Stop complaining about little things, man. Right? And be grateful, man, for what Yahweh Shai gave you, man. Here you are complaining, and the Lord brought you out of bondage. You was just smoking weed, but now you're complaining. You're in the truth. You was just committing adultery 2 years ago. Now you know you're an Israelite. How much really is there to complain about? See, that displeases the Most High, man. And the Lord destroyed those men because they were ungrateful and they were not content. Certain men aren't grateful when they come into this knowledge because of affliction and persecution. You're being afflicted, you're going through the fire, and you're complaining instead of dealing with it. Deal with it, right? The Lord said, I know how to abase and abound. You don't have to complain about everything, right? This is Philippians chapter 4 and 11. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned, and whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. I don't like my husband. My husband's not like this brother, right? That man over there, he a righteous husband. I got this husband. And you look at your husband and he dropped his Bible and he picked up his glasses and he said, Kwame Yashala, and he don't know what's going on, and he's trying, and his pen is upside down, and you're his wife, and you're not like Officer Benjamin and Brother Judah. And he put his head down, and now his whole Bible in the book of Deuteronomy is soaked with tears. Deuteronomy chapter 28 that he's been in. And be content, man. The Most High gave you a husband, man. Oh, he's not like that, man. You got brothers looking at their wife. Look at this. Hey, the Most High gave you a wife, man. Some brothers don't have one. Be content. How come this brother gets to know all of those breakdowns? How come I can't know them? Be content. Oh, Lord, you gave me this job and I got to work 60 hours. I got to work 50 hours. Some people don't have no job. Which you want to be in this truth and work 50 hours, or be in the world and work 40 hours? At least you're in the truth, right? So Paul said, I've learned to be whatever I'm dealing with, man, I've been battle tested. I know how to deal with it. Right? Verse number 12. I know both how to be abased and I know how to abound everywhere. And in all things, I am instructed. It's like I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Hamashiach, which strengtheneth me. So you got to learn how to be abased in this truth. You have to learn how to deal when you have nothing and when you have little, when your bank account is low. You used to have an X amount, now you got this amount. Learn how to deal with that. Jake, you're always looking for a way out. God, help me get more. I need this. Lord, give me this. Oh my God. Learn sometimes how to deal with it. Why are you always praying for a way out instead of praying for the Most High to give you the strength to deal with the blessing that he gave you? Lord, allow me to be content. Allow me to be satisfied. Allow me not to covet. Allow me to be grateful for the blessings you gave me. But here it is, Jake, Lord, I want more money. I need this job. And Lord, well, my car, and I need that Ferrari, because that one right there, and mine is slow, and that one is fast. And most times not dealing with that, man. That was fast, mine slow. The Most High is not dealing with that folly, man. You got to know how to be a base, and I know how to abound. You got to know how to conduct yourself when the Most High do increase you, spiritually and physically. Some brothers don't know how to act when they get up there. And that's why the Most High don't be giving you stuff sometimes, man, because he know how you're going to respond. If you was making 60 an hour, you was making 60 an hour, hey, look, that's almost $125,000 a year, give or take, right? Around that ballpark. And Jake, you bring it home over $3,000, give or take. Like $3,500 every 2 weeks, probably after taxes. Guess what? Jake, you're going to take that money and you're going to splurge. You're going to buy. You're going to buy this. You're not going to be thinking about reading, going to camp. You're going to be thinking about that money. And where you can fill your house with the delicates. Yeah, I want this. And you know what? I want to do that. And maybe I'll go to vacation here. That's why the Most High don't give you Negroes things. Because you don't know how to abound. Right? You have to know how to be full and be hungry. You got to know how to abound and suffer need. The men in the wilderness did not know how to suffer need and how to abound. Here it is, the Most High blessed them. They waxed fat and they kicked. Here it is, the Most High gave them nothing and they complained and they died. Learn how to have a just balance when you come into this knowledge. Balance is key, right? Let's read on the Numbers 11 and 2. So these men complained, and the people cried unto Moses, and Moses prayed unto Yahweh, and when Moses prayed unto Yahweh, the fire was quenched, and he called the name of the place Taberah, because the fire of the Lord burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting, right? And the children of Israel also wept again and said, who shall give us flesh to eat? So there was a demon on the mixed multitude. The mixed multitude were a plethora of nations, predominantly Egyptians, that came out of Egypt with the Israelites. But the lack of faith that they had being heathen, the demons that were on them, those demons hopped on the Israelites. And that's what happened. See, this is a lesson about not associating yourself with the mixed multitude. What's the mixed multitude today? Right? People of the world. That's the multitude. People of the world. If you join yourself to the people of the world, the demons that are on them, it's going to hop on you. Right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 13. And these are all lessons to be learned in the wilderness, man. All this happened in the wilderness. Everything we're going into. Right? This Ecclesiasticus chapter 13 and verse 1. He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith, and he that hath fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. Right? So if you touch pitch, they get stuck to your hands. It's defiling you. It's hard to get off. It's hard to shake that. Right? You can't just put your hands underwater and get pitch off of you. It takes a hard time to scrub that out and get that hot water, and it got to dry up. You got to get that thing done. That's how it is when you fellowship with a proud man. It's going to be hard to get those spirits off of you. When you fellowship with people of the world, you're going to these clubs, you're still hanging around real, you're in this truth, you're still hanging around this person. You spend too much time with people in the world than you do with these scriptures. And men of your nation of the same mind. It's going to be hard to get them demons off of you. Right? Don't be like the men who followed the mixed multitude. And he said, who shall give us flesh to eat? Now they want carnal meat when the Most High gave them bread from heaven. Right? So the demons kind of start taking over. Right? Reading on. We remember the fish. And some of these things, man, when you read the Torah, some of the stuff Israel said was completely reprobate. Right? And one account, and I'm gonna get it most high willing. One of these wicked men said, told Moses, you brought us out of a land that floweth with milk and honey to bring us into this wilderness. And I'm gonna get that account too, man. They got so bad that you had Israelites saying to Moses, you brought us out of the land that floweth with milk and honey. They called Egypt the place of milk and honey. See, some people see the world way better than being in the truth because they can't deal with the affliction. Right? And I may have to search that one out, right? Because I didn't have that one documented. Let me pull that up real quick, man. I gotta get that, right? I gotta get that one because that's absolute madness, man. It's in the book of Numbers, right? It's in the latter chapters. This Numbers chapter 16 and 13, right? Let's get this real quick. Right? I gotta get that, man. Because this is one of the most reprobate statements ever. Right? Ever. This is Numbers chapter 16 and 12. And Moses sent, this chapter's insane, right? Just pure rebellion. And Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, which said, we will not come up. Moses said, come up to the council. They pretty much said, look, you know what they said, if you could translate it, man. We will not come up, right? Pretty much, man. The hell with you, man. Right? That's what they're saying. Nigga, please, man. We're not coming up, man. You know? That's how Jake is, man. They didn't say, we will not come up. Don't remember, these are Israelites, man. Right? They said, we ain't coming up, man. Right? Verse number 13. It is a small thing that thou hast brought. Listen to what they said. Is it a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of a land that floweth with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness, except thou make thyself altogether a prince over us? And this is one of the most reprobate saddest statements in the Old Testament. See, this is what happened when the furnace get hot. They called Egypt where they was getting their backs beat in, raped, robbed, oppressed for over 400 years. That little affliction, they said, you know what, man, that was milk and honey. That's how people looking at the world. Right? Because you had it good in the world, man. You was the man, and you was the guy. You had the money, and you had the women, you had the cars, you know. You was doing this, you was making this happen, you was making this happen, you was making stuff shake, latest fits, you know, all the attention. Maybe you was a top athlete, and maybe you had your own business going on, and maybe you was going to be a producer, and maybe you was an up and coming rapper, and maybe you know you was going to go and start a career, and you was going to make six figures. Now everything that you left, it looks enticing to you, and you called your sins milk and honey. And the Lord said, "Those so great plagues called they peace." In the book of Wisdom of Solomon, man. In that great war of ignorance, people call plagues peace. These men called Egypt milk and honey. So that's the same spirit in Numbers 11. Let's go back to Numbers chapter 11 and 4, right? Let's read that again. This is the book of Numbers chapter 11 and 4. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a-lusting. What does it mean they fell a-lusting? That lust demon started whooping they behind. And they fell to it. They got put in subjection. And the children of Israel also wept again and said, "Who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish, which we did eat freely in Egypt. In Egypt freely." What does it say? Here it is, freely. This is reprobate. I thought we were in slavery. But we ate freely. We remember the fish, which we didn't eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. And this is carnal, man. This is what Jake said, man. I remember, man, I used to be the man in the world, man. Where I used to have all of the women, man. Man, I used to be this guy. I was throwing this party over here. Everybody knew me, right? Look at my yearbook. Jake is saying, look at my yearbook. Some guys don't ever leave high school, man. They still drive around. They show up with their varsity jacket on. They go to all of the basketball games. They can't wait for that email to go to the 10-year reunion and the 15 reunion, then in the 20-year reunion. You know, they chaperone field trips, right? They just remember who they was in the world, man. All this doesn't matter. We remember the fish. It doesn't matter. It's done. It's done away with. All that cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, all that stuff that pleased the flesh, forget about it. Stop remembering things that please the flesh. That has nothing to do with it. That's over with. Now it's about pleasing the spirit. So these men were carnal. Being in this wilderness teaches us not to covet the things that are about the flesh, but to rather to covet, to prophesy spiritual gifts and the things that magnify the name of the Most High. Right? Here's what they said also in Numbers 11 and 6. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes. And that's how brothers are, man. See, this truth is never enough for you. Here it is, the manna is symbolic for Yahweh Shai, but they didn't want Yahweh Shai. This truth dries brothers' souls, man. It burns you up that you have to read. You rather, binge watch and play video games. It burns you up that you have to fast. Because you rather indulge and eat and do God knows what forever. It burns you up that you have to actually apply the precepts and change who you are. That dries up your soul, that you can no longer shoot up dope, that you can no longer roll it backward. It just dries you up. You hate that. that you can no longer have sex with this man's wife, that you just despise that. So now your soul is dried away, right? Verse 7. And the manna was as coriander seed, and the color thereof as the color of bdellium, right? So the people went off, man. Stop coveting the things that please the flesh and magnify the spirit, right? And magnify the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua, right? Let's go to Numbers chapter 20. We got a few more accounts, right? And all these spirits are in Israel today, man. Don't fall victim. We're covering seduction, impatience, covetousness, pride, vainglory, being in order, being obedient, right? This is Numbers chapter 20 and verse number, let's see where I want to start. I'll start at 8, right? Numbers chapter 20, Slakia, and verse 8. Take the rod and gather thou the assembly together, thou and Aaron thy brother, and speak ye unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water, and thou shalt bring them water out of the rock, so thou shalt give the congregation and their beast drink. So these are plain commandments. Do the right thing. The Lord told Moses, speak to the rock. Speak to the rock, and it's going to bring forth water. Verse number 9. And Moses took the rod from before the Lord, Salakia, as he commanded him. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock, and he said unto them, hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock? Right? And when he said this, man, he was hot. He was angry. This was emotions. This was emotional. Moses has been putting up with the Israelites for about this around 40-year mark, around this time. 39 years, 40 years, man. He's the last of the Israelites that's about to die. All right, so they pushing. It's been well over 25 years. I believe around 30, 38, 39 years, 40 years. He had enough. All that falling on your face, all that. Hey, he said, look, here now, ye rebels, man, because they was complaining. What you want me to get? I got to get water out this rock. And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod, he smote the rock twice. And the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beast also. And the Lord then told him to smite the rock twice. He got emotional. He got emotional. The Lord told him to speak unto the rock. See, the rock on a spiritual level is symbolic for the Lord, Yahweh Shai. He's the rock. He's the cornerstone, the chief cornerstone, if you will. And out of him comes forth the water to satisfy you. Right? Verse number 12. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, because they believed me not to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel. Therefore, ye shall not bring this congregation to the land which I have given them. You see that? So the Lord told Moses it's over, man. Now, Moses could have said, you know what? Lord, think about it. Remember, I brought the people out of Egypt. Remember, Lord, the plagues. I went before Pharaoh. Hey, Lord, look, I did this, I did that. And when the manna came and I taught them the law and I was up there with you 40 days and 40 nights. Okay, well, what does that mean? See, a lot of people look at the blessings that the Most High gave them in time past, and they begin to be lazy. And they lose that fear of the Most High. And you forget all of the things the Most High gave you, and you start to get slack. See, the Most High, he deals with man every day. Every day is an opportunity to put your hand to righteousness, and every day is an opportunity to put your hand towards wickedness. You can't, this isn't a thing where you can ride the wave, for you have 5 days of being righteous, and that just carries you over to the kingdom. right? And you don't have to worry about being righteous the other 500 days because you have 5 days of being righteous. You have 5 days when you read 7 chapters and 5 days when you prayed 5 times a day. And now you think you made it. No, it don't work like that, man. Just because Moses was used to bring the plagues out, he was up there for 40 days and 40 nights. He split the Red Sea. That wasn't enough for him to enter into the promised land. The Most High requires obedience every day, man. Every day somebody could get it with the Most High. Every day you got to be in order. Every day you could fall, any day you could fall out the truth. Any day you could endure. See, and all it took was one, man. Moses was on fire every single time. And this one time, that was his last time. That was it. Let me get a quick account, man. You know, let's go to Numbers chapter 7, Numbers 27. Right? This Numbers chapter 27. See if this is what I want. All right, this Numbers 27 and verse number 12. And the Lord said unto Moses, get thee up unto this Mount Abarim and see the land which I have given unto the children of Israel. So Moses wasn't allowed to go into the land. He was allowed to at least get up on his mount and kind of see the land. When thou hast seen it, thou also shalt be gathered unto thy people as Aaron thy brother was gathered. So meaning, look, you're going to see the land, then you're going to die. Right? This is heavy, man. See, a lot of people couldn't be Moses, man. Right? I could have did that. Everybody, Korah, Dathan, and Abraham, they couldn't have been Moses, man. Here it is, the Most High telling you, look. Imagine the Most High telling you, look, man, I'm going to give you one dream about the kingdom, but after that, I got to kill you. And you got to fall out the truth. Right? I got to take your life. You're going to be gathered to your people. That's what he told him. Man, a brother lose his mind. You'll lose your mind. I'm going to give you one dream about the kingdom. You're going to see it. I'm going to show you the people and this, that, and the third. But after that, I'm taking the Holy Spirit from you. Just like I did that, brother. Verse number 14. Why would the Most High take Moses' life, man? It tells you, for ye rebelled against my commandment in the desert of Zin and the strife of the congregation to sanctify me at the water before their eyes. That is the water of Meribah and Kadesh and the wilderness of Zin. He said, because you rebelled. Now, what did Moses say? Let's see if you would have said what Moses said. And Moses spake unto the Lord, saying, let the Lord, the God of the spirits of all flesh, set a man over the congregation, which may go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out, and which may bring them in, that the congregation of the Lord be not as sheep which have no shepherd. See, and that's why Moses is still the elect, because Moses did something that you and I may not do. When the Lord told Moses, I'm about to kill you, you can see the land, but you're not going over the land. Moses could have said, well, Lord, hold on, remember what I did? And, I got the tables of stone and, I destroyed the golden calf and, the man of this. And he could have recalled all of his works. But you know what Moses did, how meek he was? He didn't say nothing about that. His number one concern was the church. And he said, at least, Lord, set up a man that could lead them. If you're going to kill me, or when you kill me, put a man over the church that the whole nation doesn't go astray. And that's what separates us from Moses and from other men of the scriptures, man. Because their mindset, they was on another level. A lot of us would have complained and recalled, Lord, please, oh, Lord, why would you do this? And Moses, he took it, man. And he said, okay, I'm not going to fight against, because you can't fight against the will of the Most High. He said, can we set up a man over the congregation when I'm not here? Right? Because Moses wasn't allowed to gather into the people. And Aaron also wasn't allowed to gather into the people, man. Let's get this in Numbers 20 and 23. Right? So essentially, Moses, for lack of better terms, he folded. He folded, man. And you got to endure, man. It's easier said than done, but this is written for your learning. Moses had to deal with Israel going off, vexing them, complaining, and eventually he broke. You can't break no matter how many times these demons are coming at you, how many times spirits are tempting you, how many times you get fired from a job, how many times your car break down, how many times you get in crazy relationships, how many times your health deteriorates and you get injured or you get sick. You got to deal with all of it. Got to accept it, right? You have to learn how to suffer. Let's see about Aaron. Numbers chapter 20 and 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron and Mount Hor by the coast of the land of Edom, saying, Aaron shall be gathered unto his people, for he shall not enter into the land which I have given unto the children of Israel, because he rebelled against my word at the water of Meribah. So they both died based off of what happened when Moses struck the rock twice, because they was in the same spirit, right? They was in the same spirit. Take Aaron and Eleazar, his son, and bring them up unto Mount Hor, and strip Aaron of his garments, and put them upon Eleazar his son, and Aaron shall be gathered unto his people, and shall die there. And so this is public. He didn't say do this in private. Don't let nobody see this. This is going to be low key. This between you, me, and Aaron. No, he said take them up to the mount. Everybody's going to watch this. It's going to tell you that. And Moses did as the Lord commanded, and they went up into Mount Hor in the sight of all the congregation. So everybody saw it. See, the Most High could do that to you, man. He can make you a public example. It could be in the sight of all of the congregation, while all of your wickedness and devices is brought on the forefront. That's a fearful thing, man. And Moses stripped Aaron of his garments and put them upon Eleazar his son, and Aaron died there in the top of the mount, and Moses and Eleazar came down from the mount, and that's heavy. He told him to strip him of his garments. He didn't say take it off delicately, take one off here. Okay, take this one off here. Okay, fold it up and get a hanger and hang it up right there. And hold on, lay it out and make sure you iron it, get some starch and kind of spray it. And okay, no, press that button with the little water that come out and hold the iron down and press the steam button and get it all nice and right. But then separate the darks. When you wash and put the darks in this pile, okay, you put the light. No. He said, strip him of his garments. So this is an assertive, aggressive move. He was stripping him of his garments, man. And your garments could represent your wisdom, the spirit. And a lot of brothers get this knowledge stripped away from them. And it's given to another man. And you die on the mount, or this in this kingdom, in these different nations that we're scattered in. And nobody sees you anymore. You dead in the world. And then Eleazar came down from the mount. Then you see another brother, he came into the truth. The Most High will destroy you, man. It will take the Holy Spirit away from you and give it to another man. And nobody sees you anymore. That was your story. You came in this thing 3 years, now you're gone. That was your life. It's over with. They're moving on. Next brother's in. Next man off the bench. Next man in the game. You don't want that to be you. Have temperance, which is something that Moses and Aaron did not exercise at this moment. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 9, right? Exercise temperance, self-control. The next time can be your last time, right? First Corinthians chapter 9 and 27. Right? But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I preach to others, I myself should be a castaway. So discipline your flesh, man. Stop letting your flesh rule over you. Stop letting anger take hold on you on everything. Stop spazzing out. Stop crashing out. Stop letting depression demons take hold on you, and stop weeping and crying over every little thing. Stop catching the attitude because something go your way. Stop getting road rage. Stop freaking off. Stop. Your lust is burning and you just give to your lust. Have some discipline. Self-control. Count the cost. Know that temptation is coming. You know it's coming. Think about Moses and Aaron. You don't think they look back like, man, I should have just spake to the rock. What was I thinking? Man, I should have. Damn, if only I would have. Well, I could have. It ain't no woulda, shoulda, couldas. Do it right now. Like I read about Nadab, Abihu, Uzzah. You don't think they was looking back like, damn, I don't know why I touched that. Why I like that strange fire. I could have just, if only I would have. Do it now. This is the wilderness, man. The Most High is testing you now. You might have a test tonight, man. This wilderness is to prove you. You came out of sin. Now you're being tested by all these demons. That's why you have so many people that go back in the world. Why I left the Hebrew Israelites. I used to be an Israelite. Right? Hear my story. Surviving the Hebrew Israelites. Escaping the cult. That's all that's going on. It's happening every day. Every day somebody's dropping a video about how the Most High took the Holy Spirit away from them. Right? But they'll title it something strange. Why I left the community. Keep your body under subjection before the Most High take the Holy Spirit away from you. You're too busy telling people about the truth, but you're not disciplining yourself in the truth. You're telling everybody that they're Israelites. You're spreading the word. It's all on social media. You're talking a good game, but you're not living the better game. And you're going to fall away. You're going to be a castaway, and the Most High is going to take the Holy Spirit away from you. Keep your body under subjection. There's no woulda, shoulda, couldas. Don't you know that you have World War III on the rise? Don't you know that a famine is coming nigh on the earth? They're telling you now, what they say, shelves will be empty, right? Let me pull this up. Shelves will be empty, right? Now, this is from NBC News. Product shortages and empty store shelves loom with falling shipments from China. 145% tariff. Risking product shortages, man. Your Walmarts, Costco's, your Amazon used to take, ain't no Amazon Prime in the days to come, right? You ordered this, now it take 2 weeks. Manufacturing companies can't get particular supplies for their cars and for things like that, right? You can't, look, man, you're going to be caught out there. Price is going to skyrocket. Famine, food is going to increase. Then you're going to have wars. They're going to wage war. Russia's going to get involved, right? All hell is going to break loose, man, right? You have massive judgment coming on the earth. They're banning Israelites. They banned the brothers in the IUIC in France, right? They shut the ministry down. They're watching the brothers. They're shutting down channels. The stock market's crashing. Wildfires, earthquakes. FEMA camps are being built. Guillotines and laws are being put in place for persecution. Propaganda is being created. And here you are, still playing games. Everybody's going to get what they deserve according to their works, man. Right? Let me read this again. 1 Corinthians 9 and 27. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. And that's what happened to Aaron and Moses. They preached to others, but they became castaways. They taught the law. Aaron was the high priest. He had on his forehead holiness to the Lord. He had the bells upon the end of his garment. Moses, a man of the Most High. But they became what we don't want to become, which is castaways. These are the spirits that befall our people in the wilderness, man. And these are the things that we are currently going to go through, man. These are the trials that we're going to go through. All of the spirits that Moses, Aaron, and all of our fathers had to deal with, you're going to have to deal with these spirits, man. But the question is, what do you do when these spirits come to you? Not if these spirits come. It's not if. There's no ifs. It's when the temptation comes. What are you going to do? Well, you have to do what our fathers didn't do. What our fathers didn't do was apply the precepts to rebuke Satan. That's what they didn't do, right? And that's what Yahushua did do, right? It's the book of Matthew, chapter 4, and verse number 1. Then was Yahushua led up of the spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. Who led him? The Most High led him to test him. And you were led into this wilderness to be tested. And when he had fasted, and every day is a test, right? And you fail, man. You could fail. Imagine you taking an actual test, right? There's 20 questions. You get one wrong answer. The professor come and snatch your exam and kick you out the room. Say it's over with. You can say, well, hold on, what about no, it's over with. That's how it could be in this knowledge, man. The Most High, you don't owe anybody anything. He do what he want to do. Right? He do what he want to do. So, verse number 2, Matthew 4 and 2. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward in hunger. And when the tempter came to him, see that? He said, if thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. So Satan didn't come until he was going through affliction, until the hunger came in. And that's when Satan is going to present itself, when you're at your weakest point, right? That's when Satan's going to come after you. When you're feeling weak, when you're feeling lonely. That's when Satan is going to come. In the heat of an argument. When you don't have enough finance, when you get fired from your job, when they lay you off, when your car breaks down out of nowhere, that's when Satan is going to really come, man. And he's going to tempt you. He's called the tempter. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. And Yahushua could see, like I always say, when Yahushua was told, command that these stones be made bread, that can't tempt me. You can say, well, what are you? You better than Yahushua? I can't make stones bread. So that can't tempt me. If Satan came to me and said, turn this cup into bread, right? That ain't tempting me, man. Because Satan knows your weaknesses. He was giving your playbook. He was given a playbook, man, by the Most High. He knows what you struggle in, what your desires are. He knows all of these things. Health issues that you have, fears that you have. He's going to tempt you by these things. So how Satan tempts you is not how he may tempt me in a specific level, right? Because you and I are different individuals. And what tempts me may not tempt you, because I may deal with something that you may not deal with. But the point is, we deal with something, and Satan is coming. And it's not about, it's more so, the more important thing is, what do you do and how do you respond when the tempter comes? Because he is coming. He could come 5 minutes from now. Spirit could hop on your woman, make you angry, right? Spirit could hop on you and you get jammed up. You got another injury. Like, God damn, man, I keep injuring myself. Spirits and Satan is going to tempt you. How did Yahushua respond? But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. So you deal with Satan by reading the precepts and applying the precepts and believing the precepts. That's one thing our fathers didn't do, right? They were so close to the law. They heard the law, but they didn't apply the law. They didn't apply the precepts. The word of the Most High is what you bank on to deliver you in this wilderness. For every temptation that you deal with, there's a precept to deliver you from that. That's what's important to study and to meditate, to build up your spiritual armory. So you can open up your armory like John Wick and say, what precepts? Oh, I'm going to use this precept. Right? Like in the movie, he'll open up the armory. He got this gun, he got a handgun, he got a hand cannon, he got this weapon, he got grenades, he got a knife, he got a bow and an arrow, he got a crossbow, and he's like, okay, what weapon can I use? He'll grab a small damn 9 or a damn deuce, right? And put and go crazy. See, you got this Bible. Okay, I'm gonna use the book of John. Okay, chapter 5 to deal with this. Okay, this anger demon. Okay, I'm gonna go to the book of Proverbs 16 and 32. Okay, this lust demon. Okay, I'm gonna go to Matthew 26. Okay, and 41. Okay, I see the spirit, and you gotta have that mindset, right? You have to have that mindset. Oh, this backbiting demon, this gossip demon, this slander demon, this anger demon. Oh, here's the precept. Okay, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1:4 on down. Okay, Ecclesiastes chapter 19:14 on down. Okay, Sirach 21:25, Sirach 11:7 through 10. Okay, this precept, that precept. You have to recall these accounts. Yahushua had a perfect precept. Hand chopper. Deuteronomy 8. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. You want me to turn those stones into bread and eat? I am eating, which is the word of the Most High. I don't need carnal bread. I live by the bread. I live by the word. Then the devil taketh them up unto the holy city and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple. So he took him to Jerusalem, right? And exalted him. And said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. So he said, cast yourself down, right? Use the power the Most High gave you to glorify yourself so people can gravitate towards you. You can have attention. Get this vainglory. Cast yourself down so you can tempt the Most High and the angels will come and save you. So people can see you and recognize you, right? Yeah, I know your hour has not come, but let's get your fame right now. Wasn't you promised to be the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords? Let's do it now. Why do you have to suffer to go through that? Why be crucified? Why be beat and tortured to receive glory when you can get it now? And that's how Satan will get you, man. See, that's something that we can relate to. Satan will try to give you instant glory, and Satan will try to hasten, for lack of better terms, the reward by making you please the flesh. Now, what did Yahushua say? Yahushua said unto him, it is written, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. That's Deuteronomy 6:16, right? Again, the devil taketh them up into an exceeding high mountain and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. And this happens every day. Every day people sell their soul when they see all of the glories of the kingdoms, right? Ask your favorite rapper, right? Ask your favorite celebrity. You know, they take them to these mansions. They got all these rooms. Pick one. They got a room of cocaine. If you like, these kind of women, they got a room with these kind of women. If you like this kind of woman, they got a room with these kind of women. If you like weed, they got a weed room. If you like guns, they got a shooting range. If you like football, they got this. They got your favorite athlete in there. Hey, and they say you can have all of this. Just sign here and here. Right? A little bit of blood. Drop some blood right there and sign here. What did Yahushua say? Matthew 4:9. And saith unto them, all these things will I give thee if thou, it's like Yahushua said, it's like this was Satan said. See, that was Satan right there. All these things will I give thee if thou will fall down and worship me. Then said Yahushua to him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, him only shalt thou serve. Right? So temptation's going to come. It's about how you respond. You respond with the precepts. And you have temperance. Right? And Yahushua showed us that we can overcome the temptation in his wilderness, man. You don't have to get sifted out. Well, now you're making a video about why you left the Hebrew Israelites. And all they did was teach you to hate white men. Right? And they're a hate group. And they're an occultic, cryptic, bugged out bunch of Negroes. And all they did was slander and gossip. Now you can actually apply these precepts in your temptation. And you have to examine yourself and see what spirits that you deal with, because that's what Satan is going to play on. You have to really learn and know yourself, man. That's 2 Corinthians 13:5. Know ye not yourselves, except they be reprobates. So you have to look deep down inside. It's like you see the spirits that you deal with, that you can understand how Satan is going to come at you, man. Because he is going to come. Like I said, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Right? Let's go to the book of Numbers. Right? Let's go back to Numbers. This Numbers. Let's see, I want chapter 36. Right? This Numbers, actually, I want Numbers 32. Right? Because we brought this out earlier. This Numbers chapter 32 and verse number 2. Then I'm going to start at 1. There's so much to happen in the wilderness, man, right? But this Numbers 32 and 1. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of cattle. And when they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, that behold, the place was a place for cattle. The children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spake unto Moses and to Eleazar the priest and unto the princes of the congregation, saying, Adaroth and Dibon and Jazer and Nimrah and Heshbon and Eleleh and Shebam and Nebu and Beon, even the country which Yahweh smote before the congregation of Israel, is a land for cattle, and thy servants have cattle. So they saw this land on the other side of the Jordan River. Remember, the path that they took in the wilderness led them up. It went this way. It went down, right? Went over. They went down around the peninsula. They came up. They went over. And now they're in the plains of Moab. And right across the river is Jericho, right? So they said, look, Gad and Reuben, half the tribe of Manasseh, they found their land. Now, this was set up by the Most High anyway. But they said, we want this land. It was well watered. It was lush pastures for their cattle. So they set their eyes on it. Verse number 5. Wherefore said they, if we have found grace in thy sight, let this land be given unto thy servants for a possession, and bring us not over Jordan. And Moses said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, shall your brethren go to war, and shall ye sit here? And wherefore discouraged ye the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which the Lord hath given them? And this is another thing that happened in the wilderness. There was a heavy spirit of covetousness and not being your brother's keeper, and selfishness, man. See, that was a selfish request. Here it is, the Most High is about to bring the entire nation over the Jordan River to inherit the promised land. But selfishly, they made this about themselves. And that's what brothers do, man. right? This thing is about building up a nation. This truth isn't about you. This is bigger than you. See, this was bigger than Gad. What the Most High was doing was bigger than Reuben. This is bigger than your cattle. This is bigger than your oxen. Who cares that this land? What did they say? They said, let this land be given. Hold on, let me get this real quick. Let me jump back up. What did they say? They said that, let me see. Verse 4. Even the country which the Lord smote before the congregation of Israel is a land for cattle, and thy servants have cattle. That has nothing to do with anything. That has nothing to do with anything. This is bigger than your cattle. It's bigger than what you want to do. Building this truth is about building up the nation. Building up, it's about the brotherhood. Building the flock. Using the talents and gifts that the Most High gave you to build up Israel, man. See, the Most High to put something in front of you, and you'll make it about you. This truth is about being selfless. What Gad and Reuben should have did was been, now eventually they did go over, right? But this is for our learning, right? So I'm just saying what they could have done, right? They could have said, you know what? This is the land that we want, but we're not going to speak on it. We're going to let the lot that the Most High gave us fall into us, but we're going to help Israel anyway, right? But they said, man, look, this place is a place for cattle, and we got cattle. That's nothing to do with anything. So Moses got hot at that, man. That could put a spirit on the brother. Now you see half of the Reubenites and the Gadites and half the tribe of Manasseh not going over the Jordan River. Like, well, how are we going to win? Building this truth is about being your brother's keeper. It's about strengthening your brothers, man. Exhorting your brothers. Being there for your brothers in battle. Right? Verse 6 says, shall your brethren go to war, and shall ye sit here? And we're all in the midst of war. This is spiritual warfare. Brothers are being overtaken by lust demons. Brothers are being conquered by pride demons. Brothers don't know the scriptures. Brothers are being conquered by folly demons. They're at war. They're losing the war. And you have men that know to do better and to teach better. They're being idle and sitting there and not using the gifts and talents the Most High gave them to check on the brother, exhort a brother, call a brother, or make something shake to build the people up. People can't be in the midst of war. You can't just sit there and make things about you. Right? The wilderness teaches us also not to be selfish, but to be selfless. Right? And not to discourage their hearts, but to strengthen the hearts of our people, man, through exhortation, to build them up. And that's let's get this real quick. Right? This Hebrews chapter 3 and verse number, let's see, 12. It reads, take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief and departing from the living God. So take heed is a warning, right? And if you're falling out, you're slothful, you're getting beat up by these demons, stop letting these demons box you in the corner, man. This isn't Rocky IV and you're Apollo Creed and you just throw in the towel. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And you just die in the ring, man, by a demon. Put your guard up, man. Swing back at these demons. Be on the offensive. Be vigilant. Pour some precepts. Go on the fast. Read. Congregate, man. Cut off your right hand on a spiritual level. Pluck out your right eye spiritually. Sacrifice, man. Separate from wicked individuals. Pray for temperance. Fast for patience. This ain't the time to be going back, man, and dying in the wilderness. Don't be a Korah. Don't be a Dathan. Don't be an Abiram, man. Don't be like Miriam, who spoke against the men of the Lord, man, and received leprosy and shut the whole camp. The whole camp was shut down for 7 days, man. They couldn't move anywhere until she got healed of her leprosy. Don't stop this from what the Most High got going on, man. Don't hinder the work. She hindered the work. Whole camp shut down 7 days. Couldn't go nowhere. Hindering the work of the Most High. Running your mouth. Being proud. speaking about things that have nothing to do with you. The people murmuring, backbiting, whispering, complaining. You have men committing, dealing with an Egyptian, or a woman dealing with an Egyptian who blasphemed the name of the Lord, man. Strange fire, people not doing the right thing, getting stripped of their garments, smiting the rock, lusting after quails, getting bit by serpents, denying the Most High, shaking their hand, gathering sticks, freaking off, getting stoned. All hell was breaking loose in the wilderness. You don't want to be like that in this world now, huh? These are the days for brothers to get their spirit right, to read these accounts. Whatsoever things are written aforetime or written for your learning, right? That we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. That's Romans 15:4. So let's read this again. Hebrews 3:12. Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief and departing from the living God. But exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. Right? So you have today to exhort your brother, because if you wait till tomorrow, that man might be too far gone. It might be too late. So do it today. Exhort one another today. Edify today. Teach today. Pray today. Right? Do the things that are righteous today, because tomorrow is not promised. And if you wait till tomorrow to pray, if you wait till tomorrow to read, you wait till tomorrow, next week, that demon is this close to sifting you out. And next day, that demon is going to kick your door down, and you're the next brother that's going to do a video that said why I left the Hebrew Israelites. You're going to be the next one. And you're going to go out there, you're going to go to the camp, and you're going to speak against the congregations. I hate camps, right? And you're going to be a reprobate and a bug out, and you're going to die. Verse number 14. For we are made partakers of Mashiach, if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end. So you're going to be a partaker of the glory, the promises, the covenants, the law in your inward parts, all of these things, man, a service of the Most High. If, stipulation, right? If we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end. So you got to be unmovable. While it is said, today, if ye will hear his voice, harden not your hearts as in the provocation, right? Like our fathers who hardened their mind and they didn't take the correction. They provoked the Most High. That's the provocation. For some, when they had heard, did provoke. Howbeit, not all that came out of Egypt by Moses. But with whom was he grieved 40 years? Was it not them that had sinned, whose carcasses fell in the wilderness? And a lot of brothers are going to fall in this wilderness, man. So get sifted out, fall out the truth, get destroyed by a demon, and just become a carcass. And to whom sware he that they should not enter into his rest, but to them that believe not? So we see that they could not enter in because of unbelief. A lot of brothers really don't believe. This is just a game to you. This is drama to you. You're in this thing for the next big drama event, next big controversy, the next big debate, the next big folly. You're in this thing for the next big rap album. You're not in this thing in sincerity to serve Yahweh Shemiah Shah. You really don't believe in the Most High. Because if you believed, then you would have the works that show that you believe. But you have the works of a worldly demon. These men died in the wilderness, man, because they didn't believe in the Most High. Even though the Most High showed them miracles, the Most High showed you a miracle, man. When he brought you into this knowledge, that was a miracle. When you watched that first video, when you congregated, that was a miracle. It's a miracle to understand the precepts. It's a miracle to keep the law. It's a miracle to be able to discern good and evil. It's a miracle that the Most High brought you around brothers. It's a miracle that you able to watch alive through the mercy of Yahweh Shemiah Shah about righteousness, man. Where in time past, around this same time, you was getting drunk and high and freaking off. These are the miracles that the Lord has given you, man. Don't be like our fathers who saw the miracles and still didn't believe in the Most High. And they went back to the old man, lit strange fire, and died in their disobedience. So with that, we're going to close up, giving, of course, our honor and our glory to Yahweh. Ba'ashima Mashiach wa Malak Yahushai. Most High willing you are edified. Keep the Sabbath holy. No buying, no selling, no cooking, no work, no sex on the Sabbath, right? No speaking your own pleasures, doing your own words. Keep the Sabbath day holy, the most sacred day, according to the book of 2 Maccabees chapter 6, right? The most sacred day. Keep that day holy, right? So with that, again, we're going to close up. Most High willing you are edified. Kwame Shalom. Shalom.